Eli Tomac is one of the most dominant racers in the history of motocross, and a big part of that is because of his legendary endurance. No matter how gnarly the track is or how deep into the race they are, he just doesn't slow down. In this video, I'm breaking down exactly how you can build Eli Tomac level race-winning endurance for motocross, the workouts, the benefits, and the gate-kept training methods that the top racers like Eli Tomac use. And if you want a structured workout plan specifically for motocross, you can tap the first link in the description to see if you qualify for the MxFitCo program. Motocross is one of the most physically demanding sports in the world, with max heart rates spiking into the 200 plus BPM range and average heart rates in the 190 BPM range for 30 plus minutes. This is unheard of in any other sport. And if you think about Eli Tomac, the one thing that separates him is he doesn't fade. He's just as fast on the last lap as he is on the first lap. Motocross isn't just about speed, it's about maintaining that speed for the entire race. If you want endurance like Tomac, it starts with building your aerobic base. Most riders make the mistake of only doing high intensity training and completely neglecting their aerobic base. Aerobic base training is all about building a strong engine so you can last longer at higher intensities. The goal is to spend long periods of time in the zone 2 heart rate, which is 60 to 70% of your max heart rate. This is where your body gets better at using oxygen efficiently, making it easier to maintain intensity without redlining. Here's how to structure aerobic base training. You should be doing 2 to 4 days a week of low intensity, steady state cardio for at least 45 to 90 minutes per session. And you can even go longer. This can be running, cycling, the rowing machine, but my personal favorite is mountain biking. For a long time, I hated endurance training. It was boring. Then I got into mountain biking and everything changed. Instead of just grinding on a stationary bike for hours, I was having fun while building my endurance. And Tomac is a huge mountain biker himself, and for good reason. It's one of the best endurance workouts for motocross. The constant climbs as well as the technical downhill sections forced me to work in that zone 2 and zone 3 range, and over time my cardio on the dirt bike skyrocketed. I was recovering faster, my heart rate wasn't spiking as high, and I could charge hard for way longer. So if you struggle to stay consistent with endurance training, find something fun that you enjoy, or at least a location like the beach, the mountains, a lake, somewhere with a nice view to go for runs or bike rides. And if you can't do that, no excuses. Find a good podcast or YouTube video to make those long stationary bike rides or runs more enjoyable. Once you've built your aerobic base, the next step is high intensity interval training. Motocross isn't always steady state cardio. It's constant bursts of power with short recovery periods. HIIT workouts train your body to recover quickly between high effort bursts, just like in a race. And it also helps improve your VO2 max. You can do 2 to 3 HIIT sessions per week in addition to your aerobic endurance training. Another thing no one talks about with endurance training is that it builds insane mental toughness. Tomac isn't just fit, he's a savage mentally. This dude literally broke his leg in qualifying, then took 7th place in the heat race and still lined up and finished the main event. Think about that for a second. Tomac is gnarly, but when you're doing long, grueling mountain bike rides or pushing hard through HIIT workouts, you're not just training your body, you're training your mind to keep pushing when you're exhausted. That translates straight to race day. When your competitors give up, you keep charging hard. Treat these workouts as mental toughness training sessions. As David Goggins says, we've got to callous the mind. But when we talk about building endurance, it's important to track your progress. If you're serious about improving on your dirt bike and building endurance, you need to be tracking your heart rate. Over time, your average heart rate for the same effort should go down, meaning you're becoming more efficient. VO2 max is another metric you can track to keep track of your progress. VO2 max is basically your body's ability to use oxygen at max effort. The higher it is, the longer you can sustain high intensity. Training in zone 2 and doing HIIT workouts naturally increases VO2 max. It's not a metric that you should obsess over, but it's definitely a good gauge of progression. At the end of the day, if you want endurance like Eli Tomac, here's what you need to do. Number 1, build an aerobic base with long zone 2 cardio sessions. Number 2, add 2 to 3 HIIT workouts in per week. And number 3, track your heart rate and monitor your progress. If you found this helpful, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's completely free. And if you want a full motocross training plan, click the first link in the description and see if you qualify for the MxFitCo program. I'll catch you in the next video.